You seem to have a lot of health issues when you travel. How are you making it with this book tour?
I am on a lot of drugs, so that's been very helpful. And I actually found these really awesome injectables that are called meth. I actually am on this like injectable that helps with my arthritis, and thank God, because otherwise, I was like, by the end of this tour, I'll be in a wheelchair, because every vacation I always ended in a wheelchair, and I'm still standing, and I can sign, and
Yay,
and immediately have a flare up.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm like
You better
3 people in that row. I love it.
Okay, so now that you face all of this, we're finally going to get your ass out of the bathroom at our conferences. Please!
You know what's funny is I am now terrified even of bathrooms. This is a true story. So like about 20 minutes ago, I thought, I need to pee. I don't really need to, but I'm having like that fight or flight syndrome thing. So I'm like, I need to like empty my body of all urine so that I can run really fast if I need to. And so I was like, oh, I'll go to the bathroom. And I walked into the bathroom and there were like 3 people there, and I was like, I can't do this. There's people in the bathroom. And I just left, so I have to pee right now. I'm actually terrified of bathrooms now. So this is actually more comfortable. I'm much better now. I'm much better now. You guys all seem very nice, so I'm fine with storing my fluids.
So it's not working like the go in a box with snakes, where the more you get around people, the less anxious you are?
You know, in a way it is, in that I just screamed, I have diarrhea in a bookstore and I could hear my voice, and I was like, oh, I didn't like tremble, because the first time that I did it in New York and I screamed, I have diarrhea in fancy New York, and there were people like walking by like, keep it to yourself, bitch. Fuck New York. Sorry, New York.
You posted some pretty amazing news yesterday. You didn't say anything about how you heard, other than your reaction, and I'd love to hear that story of how you heard it and where you were.
I was at the hotel, and my agent called, which is weird for me to even say that out loud, that I have an agent. So my agent called and said, I have your editor on the line, and we have something to tell you. And I was like, someone died. And that's immediately where I go to. I was like, oh my God, Posey, why are y'all calling me about Posey? That's immediately where, and then I was like, well, they wouldn't call me about that. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting sued. Who would sue me? My favorite son with this book. I don't understand. The drug chapter, and they're like, just shut up. And then they said, you know, we got the postings in, and I actually haven't really shared this on the blog yet, but I actually they get it a week and a half before it posts, which is why it says like May 6th. Everybody's like, are you a time traveler? When I say May 6th, that's when you're number 1. So it posts like a week and a half ahead. But I'm actually like number 2 for hardback, number 2 for ebook, number 1 for hardback and ebook combined, number 2 for paperback, which is weird because I don't have a paperback. But somehow it happened. I was like, I'll take it. And so they told me, and I screamed, and then I cried like a really ugly cry, and then I opened up the door of the hotel and like ran up and down the hall and screamed fire. Because I wanted people to come out of the room. And then they didn't. I was like, there's no fire. So like, good news for all of us. It worked out.
I have a question for Miss New York Times bestseller. How many boobs have you signed, and do you count them as 2? Are you keeping a tally? Per person, or 1 boob per person?
It's so far I've only signed 1 boob per person, so I have signed 7 boobs, including 1 male boob, which is incredibly firm. So I was like, you've never breastfed. I can tell. But I think he was flexing. He was only flexing one side, because one side was higher than the other. And I was like, you know, when you like relax later, my signature's gonna be all like you had a stroke. It's kind of weird looking, but it'll be fine. It'll still look good.
How many other states are you visiting on your tour?
I'm doing really like this entire week is Texas, and then next week Texas is the best. Next week I'm doing Miami, and then possibly I might do Canada. Which would be no, I love Canada. I ended up on their bestseller list too. I just found out that today.
They're a bunch of a-holes.
What? They're like donors.
We're in Texas. We have to say that. Any other questions before we get to the signing? Yeah.
Why didn't you bring Laura so you could do a whole Thelma and Louise thing?
Laura came with me to several, including last night. And there's only so much that we can do before we start to get really in trouble. And when I found out that there was a bar at this bookstore, I was like, this is the wrong place for us to be. It is not. It's going to be painful. Someone is going to get hurt. It will be bloody. You just need to stay at home. And so I did it because I'm a friend. Exactly. I love her, you know. Yeah.
I love her love.
There's an outlet mall right across the street.
Do they have giant metal chickens?
Not yet, but
Garden
that is
Ranch
big.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, she's good at that. She's also good at digging up dead dogs.
Yeah.
My question about the middle chicken. Everybody that I've talked to found out about you because of the middle chicken fruit. Do you have a personal favorite, or is that what it is, or you just love it?
You know what? When I wrote that post, I didn't think anything of it. It was just such a throwaway post. It actually happened the week before, but I have this rule that I never write about something when Victor is still mad about it. So I had to wait until he had calmed down enough and was like, fine, I'm okay with Beyonce. Yeah, he can stay out there, whatever. And then I posted it. So for me, Beyonce's a rooster.
Whatever.
So I waited. So for me, that post was a week old when it went out, and then it went viral. And we weren't even in. I think we were in Hawaii at the time, at like a businessy thing, and everything kept crashing. And if you look at my site, like I don't have any ads that pay me by traffic. So instead of my husband being like, "Yeah, way to go," he was like, "You are fucking up our trip." What the hell? Why? Tell people to stop reading this. And I was like, I can't. It's not my fault.
Okay, so you've got a successful blog. You've got a bestseller.
Oh, that's yours.
Your husband is not divorced you yet. What's the next big thing for you?
The next big thing is, I have no idea. I mean, really, that was like my tippy top thing that like maybe one day I would be on the New York Times bestseller list, and I have absolutely no other goals. I'm goalless, driftless at this point. Like I've just become a hippie. It is all downhill. Oh my God, it totally is. There has been some talk of making it into a TV show or a movie, but I have turned down those offers. Sorry. They did not quite understand it, and they wouldn't let me write about it. And
Fuck them.
Exactly. So I turned them down. I think that they were very confused about the fact that I was saying, no, I don't want my own TV show, but it felt really good to say it, and until like the next day that I was like, I may have made a terrible mistake. Why did I do that? Isn't that why everyone writes a book? Is to get it? Oh, damn. Why? But yeah, I turned them down. That's my one ethic I have. Woohoo!
Can you share with me a picture of flying from Nathan?
I'm not giving up on Nathan Fillion. I still have faith in him. I think Nader Tater could come through. He probably will have to fall a long way before it happens. I have been told that because I've been doing a lot of touring and stuff, there are a lot of people who have come that are like, we work with him, and we know him, and he's not going to do it. And but this is what I think. Anytime that you're in Hollywood, you need to carry Twine with you, and if you see him, be like, think fast. And it will happen. It may not be. He may not have anything to do with it. But there will be a picture of Twine. he won't. No, he absolutely he won't do it for anybody. Yeah, he has put his foot down on twine. That is where he's making his stand. That he needs a training.
Have you met Matthew?
Yes!
Have you met Matthew Broderick yet?
I have not met Matthew Broderick, but he's so incredibly sweet. And every time Nathan Fillion trying to sit down, he sends me another like very sweet picture. Trying to boil an egg, or, like holding a fork. Or, like, he's just like he is the best. He's the best. And you know, I kind of owe it to Nathan Fillion because all of those things, like the Brian Boitano holding a spatula and Jerry Bryan holding twine, and like all of those pictures, that's what happened had Nathan Fillion been like, of course I'll do it, it's so easy, why wouldn't I just hold twine in the picture? Why am I going to stretch this out for a year? None of those things would have happened. So in a way, I owe him. I think he did it on purpose. Probably not. His gift to America. Exactly. Any other questions before we do the signing? Yes? I love your hair.
Awesome.
Do I have any plans for my next what?
Taxidermy animal friend.
My next taxidermy plan is, well, I just got Hermione Granger, who is an Ermine. Next is going to be Harry Otter and Draco Mouseboy and Severus Snape, and we're just basically going to have like the entire cast, and my husband is just completely against it. But, it's going to be awesome. All that is going to be awesome. And then I'm going to make him into puppets, and then I'm going to have like a little show, and then it'll just be a show for me. And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Except I'm pretty sure that's copyrighted.
I'm in.
I bet the kid who does it.
He'd be fine with it. Yeah, he'd be fine. He's probably nicer than Nader Tater.
Very.
Nader Tater
He
needs to
has to
go.
be.
Okay, one last question before we start. Anybody? Burning desire?
She has pretty much no clue. She understands that I'm out on tour and that I'm doing this stuff, and so she's like, yo, you must be famous. And I was like, yeah, to 0.00001% of the population, I'm like somewhat okay. Like, that's kind of where I am. But that's an interesting question because if you'll notice in the book, she's not in the book a whole lot, and that's because she's not really old enough to make that decision to be able to say, yes, you can 100%, I'm in. And since I don't think she's really old enough to make that decision, I kind of held back and didn't really share some of her stories. So I was like, I'm going to give you until you're 10. 10 is when you start to get bullied, and you're embarrassed of your parents. So if at 10 she's like, absolutely, then that'll probably be a whole nother book.
She has to write her own check.
Exactly. So answer my questions, so let's get the science started.
Thank you.